friends, so this week we are going to work on something completely different than what we've been working on. We got really strong in counting to 100 and we did a really good job counting by ones and by tens, but this week we're going to talk about how we can compare different things. So remember at the beginning of the year, it's a long time ago, I read to you same but different, and we talked about how some things are the same and how some things are different. Well, we're going to be talking more about how some things are the same and how they're different, but we're going to be talking about them in like terms of color or size. There's going to be this word called length, which is kind of like how tall something is compared to another thing. So that's what we're going to be working on this entire week. So let's open up to page 151 in your student workbook, and I want you guys to look at this picture. I want you guys to think to yourself, what is the same and what's different? And I want you to pause the video, and then we'll come back and go back over it, okay? Alright, so now that you guys have looked and thought about what's the same and about what's different with these shoes, let's go over some of it. So I noticed that something that's the same is that they're both shoes. Yeah, so they're both shoes. Okay, I'm gonna think about they have some stripes on them. That's kind of the same, like right here, and like these ones are stripes, right? So that's something that's the same. Now I'm gonna look at the differences. So this one has laces, and this one has like the Velcro stuff, right? This one would probably cover my ankle. This one probably wouldn't cover my ankle. Oh, one is red and one is blue. That's a pretty big difference. Okay. All right, and then there's one more difference that I want us to talk about. So this red shoe, is it bigger or smaller than the blue shoe? Take a second and think about it. Is the red shoe bigger or smaller than the blue shoe? It's bigger! This one is for maybe a grown-up, right? This one's bigger, and this one is smaller, okay? So maybe if you were talking about these shoes to your friend, you could share that one is bigger than the other one. Which one's bigger? The red one. You could say which one's shorter. Which one's shorter? The blue one. The blue one is shorter than the red one. And then maybe if we had them in our hands, we could tell them which one's heavy and which one's not so heavy. Which one's heavier, which one's lighter. Remember when Miss Myers and I both read to you that book where we talked about how to describe different things. And you guys all got little items, and we said some things are smooth, some things are rough, some things are heavy, some things are light. So this kind of goes back to that, yeah? Alright friends, so now I just went and grabbed some of my shoes and some of my friends' shoes, and we're going to talk about which one's bigger and which one's smaller, which one's shorter, which one's longer, okay? So here's my friend's shoe. It's almost the size of my head. Look! Which is smaller, my head or the shoe? My head is shorter than the shoe. That's silly. And then here's my shoe. Okay? So I want you guys to think, which shoe is shorter? Which shoe is shorter? This one! This shoe is shorter. Look. If we were two people standing side by side, this one would be taller than this one. So this one's shorter. Alright. And then if you guys were holding it, which one do you think might be heavier or lighter? They're actually kind of the same. But what if I had my water bottle full of water in the shoe? Which one's going to be heavier and which one's going to be lighter? My water bottle is going to be heavier. It has a bunch of other stuff in it. This shoe doesn't have anything in it. So this is heavier, and this would be lighter. Maybe you guys can go around your house and try to find some things that are heavier than, say, a pen. Or something that's heavier than a notebook. Okay? Okay, friends, so now you're going to open up to page 152. So just flip the page, or maybe it's on the other side, and it should look like this. It should have a pencil on it. Okay? And I am going to draw a couple of pencils for you, and I want you guys to tell me which ones are longer than this pencil and which ones are shorter than this pencil. Okay? So I'm going to draw a yellow pencil. And, okay, alright, there's that pencil. There. Alright, which one's longer and which one's shorter? You think maybe this one's longer? Yeah, maybe. But I noticed something. There's this line right here. Right there, there's that line. What do you think that line is telling me? I see that the eraser of this pencil is backed up all the way to that line. What do you think that means? I think that means my pencil should start there too. Because if we had it all the way up here, then that's not, it's like starting at two different areas. If we were running a race and I had my one friend start like right here and I had another friend start all the way up here, do you think that would make sense? No, that wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move it all the way up, and I'm going to line it right up with it. Okay. All right, let's see. Which one's longer, do you think? It's kind of hard to see. Which one's longer? I think my yellow one is longer. Yeah? All right. I'm going to draw another pencil. And you guys can grab your own pencils and test it out. So I could put my pen down and put it up next to it and see which one's longer and which one is shorter. So you guys can see mine. I can take my pencil and I'd line it up right to the line. Which one's longer? My pencil is longer. And what about this? I have a pen. Which one's longer? My pen is longer. Yep. Alright, or you can draw your own. So let's do one more. Alright. Let's do it in blue. And I'm going to start right here. There. There's my pencil. I think my blue pencil's longer. What? No, it's not. What do I have to do? Oh, I have to make sure it's all the way at the back of the line. Okay, let me move it. I'll move it. I still think it might be longer. Is it longer? No! See, that's why we have to keep it up against the line to make sure that when we measure things, it's accurate or it's true, it's real, okay? Alright, so what you have done today is you guys have been able to compare using sentences that tell us which ones are longer and which ones are shorter. So you guys have been doing a great job, and you guys have made sure that I lined my stuff up against the line, that you guys are lining your stuff up against the line. So great job, and maybe today we can go on a treasure hunt around the house, and you could find things that are longer or shorter than a pin, or you guys could find your shoes and talk about which one's longer and which one's shorter, okay? So that's what you can do for the rest of the day to incorporate some math, and then I will see you guys for tomorrow's page. Bye!